Yo. Guys, I had a deck list from 2 days ago, top 4 and OTS. Fuck that shit. This list is better. 7-0, OTS win. Matt, all for myself. Bitch, nobody taking this one home. I feel like this list is actually pretty good. It is, for Vanquish Soul, as cheap as you can get. I took out Thrust, I took out Tactics. This list focused more on reliable options and always never relying on a power one of, never relying on your opponent, just playing your game and sticking to the game plan, Triff style, and just out advantage your opponent and simplify the game state at all costs.
Okay.
Let's start off with the basics. 3-2, perfect ratio. Sometimes you normally, if you have another fire, you search one. Everyone knows, it's in Master Duel. People have talked about the basic combos before, but it's very important to have the second GL long because sometimes it is just an extender. This shit makes SP as much as it gets you a name from the deck. At the same time, sometimes you just be okay, I got Razor Border and I need tempo, so you'll be okay, rock summon raised on my opponent's turn, get GL long. Rock it back to the hand. Next turn normal. Grab second GL long. Get this back to hand. Summon GL long, and now you have 2 fires. Generally searching the second fire for rock is really good, and I don't feel the non-engine slot's worth her spot because hard opening is so good. I opened this against the guy behind the camera, and he was on Mikanko, and he just gave me acid golem. And I was damn, should be someone.
Acid golem.
Well, hurry. For the darks, for the Earths, super simple. There was a build, the prior list I was showing you, it was on 2 Pantera, 2 Mad Love, but I was also not on Dust Devil, so I actually cut this back to 1, put Mad Love to 3, and put Dust Devil back in.
Okay.
And it was really good because I did face against Pearly, Mikanko, and in general, it's a good side out if you want it. It's really good in the main. It's an interruption. It makes Mad Love going second mad crazy because it's they don't Baron the Mad Love.
Okay.
You just get Dust Devil, book the Mad Love, keep playing El Bozo.
Yeah.
All right, for the darks, make it real basic. 3-2, same thing. Don't play 3. You're fine with 2. You're only gonna get the second one if something is wrong with the first one. If you don't want to rock from the grave for it, because probably playing around Beasteel, whatever. Or you just need the other name to start bouncing Caesar Border over and over again, and you want 2-2. There's no reason for a third. Hard drawing this it's good. It is good. Hard drawing this or Caesar, but it shouldn't be a focal point. You should simplify the game state, apply pressure with a normal summon, and then rely back on Snow Devil and Rock to follow up and do the same thing on your opponent's turn to live with more advantage than your opponent to do it again on your turn. It just as long as you don't die, emphasize if you want to get into Vanquish Soul, you're probably hitting DB, you're probably playing Master Duel. This is your number 1 rule. Always have Raisin in hand and always live. You're playing to get to the next turn with Raisin in hand. If you can do that, you can win with Vanquish Soul. You have to apply constant pressure. Always Raisin on your turn, Raisin on the opponent's turn. Don't be afraid of Borger, Raisin back to hand, linking Borger away. It gets Beasteel Magnum Muted. Who cares? You have Raisin in hand, and that is the most important thing in this deck. It is pressure, and can you ask for more?
Yeah.
1 of each. I feel people understand why this is broken now. I don't have to explain it myself, but if you want it, it's not the 3 effects that matter. It's the first one. The other 3 are bonuses. The burn comes up. The amount of times I've just I kill people under prosperity. I attack them, and they're at 2k. And they'll look at me oh, that's nothing. Okay, we good. And you go okay, trap for 3, summon Raisin, get Borger, bounce, 1,500. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
And you see the depression hit their face. It is so funny. For consistency spells, 3 Stake Your Soul, 3 Prosp, 1 Rhoda, no Durandal. You'll see why. I got something better. You're gonna like it. Stake Your Soul. The worst draw off a Borger, but you always draw it off a Borger. I honestly drew this card 6 times, No joke, probably 6 times I drew it off a border. There was one game I was on my turn. I was like, stake your soul, Malov to border draw, Frost. Link one into rock, add border back, and normal some Malov get like Dust Devil. Border bounce Malov, my opponent's turn, draw phase, draw, second prosperity. And I'm like, damn dog. But the thing is, like, drawing prosperity off a border isn't that bad because, again, you're trying to live. And if you go to turn 3 with, like, raising prosperity, your opponent is, like, 90% of the time they're fucked. And if they're not fucked, you go into their turn and you summon Raisin, bro. This deck is incredible. Your nose is mine.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's go into the non-engine. I took out the Rendell for this spicy little card. You guys remember it? Like this was early VS tech, but it's came back in. Parallel Exceed. Here's the theory. You can play the Rendell and get ashed or not have a monster on field, right? This is the same thing. If you don't have a monster on field, it don't do shit. If your opponent has a monster on field, yeah, it's not like, it doesn't plus you in that way, and it, like, in theory, it can't just, like, stay after an Ash Blossom, but it has some properties Durandal doesn't have. It is flexible. This can get you Raisin because it makes Dempsey. It can make a Bispeller or Baguska, or one of them can go into Linkaribo. And what's Linkaribo? A Link monster. I wonder what I can make with it.
The spicy deck.
Spice, bro. Making parallel exceeding, like having Raisin in hand, just making SP, and now like I have my I am playing VS with you, but there's also an SP fucking you up. Like Rock is always gonna get banished and like is always gonna come back, and there's nothing you can do about it. It is SP in this deck, like it is rare. It is rare when you make SP, but when you make SP, you make it twice as hard for your opponent to just outgrind you because it is such a good card. Yeah, exactly.
Just a good card.
3 Fenrir, 1 Rise. I mean, if we're talking about this, you don't know what this is. You stupid.
You stupid.
It's amazing. I did side out like the 3rd Fenrir like when I'm going 2nd, I knew my opponent's like not really gonna care about it.
Yeah.
All right. The philosophy is we're playing a deck that like is simplified game states for life. So if we brick, my opponent isn't playing either. All right. We're playing 3 Shifter, 2 Nib, 2 Nib gang, 2 Nib gang. Let's go. 2 Nib main, dude, best thing you can do. This card, every time I opened it, I was happy. Like, I don't think I lost a single game today. I didn't see Nib because Nib just. I get it. Unchained plays around Nib. Rescue Ace doesn't care about Nib. Every deck doesn't care about Nib, right? Yeah. Except for the fact that they lose like half their interactions.
Yeah.
And that's enough for a Raisin to make serious work. This plus any hand trap. This plus Shifter, Ash, or Imperm, right? They can't play.
True.
If I have this in Raisin, my opponent has half the interaction to deal with him. Unless they're playing specifically Infernoble, and that's why I'm so much non-engines, because like I hate Infernoble. And you'll see it on my side. It is my worst matchup right now because it is like it's Dark World, but like it goes 2nd, so we're fucked, right? So the idea is like just if you bricked, your opponent is not gonna be able to play. And it's what happened. Like everyone here saw, I would brick, my opponent makes some plays, I would hand trap him, we'd simplify the game state, I would top deck a card that gets me to it, and I just win. Because I get the Raisin or like I start putting pressure, there's not a lot they can do.
My Acid All Intel's different.
Yeah. Alright, let's go into the extra deck. Most important card, I mean, we gotta talk about it. I mean, most games I bring through all 3 of them. Incredible card. Never banished it off Prosperity because on God, for real. We hit the Stizzy. Ling, 1, Trap deck's pretty good. And for Parallel Exceed, like, I know we all say like, oh bro, Parallel Exceed if you open 2, you're fucked. You're not really, because 1's a level 4 extender, right?
Yeah.
At some point, like the fact that you even got the rock means you have a level 4. So
yeah.
It's most likely Mad Love. If it's not Mad Love, it's Pantera. Unless it's like Rise, but you know, we don't talk about Rise, right? if it's Pantera my love, you can just like summon Parallel Exceed, and then just it is a level 4 extender. And on your opponent's turn, it's another level 4 extender. And you can always make Lingariba. You can always link it to SP, and you can always go like +3 off of SP. It's crazy. There she is. This is SP.
There
Say
she
hi,
is.
SP. There
Hi.
she is. Onto some cope. These two, I didn't. I made Security Dragon today. I think it was for. No, I didn't play against tier. Yeah, I don't remember when I made it. I think it was to shuffle a Sunlight Wolf that was gonna get spun back with a
Sunlight
Jaguar.
Wolf?
Yeah. The idea was like now that I'm playing Parallel Exceed, I don't want to make Serb. I want to keep my arrows good for me. And it's a plus, it's a bounce, and then I link it to SP and then go Brazy, but it didn't come up. Like you don't have to play it. I like playing like having a little like a 2 monster out to something. It's pretty good. This is good. This allows you to play around Gozen. If you notice, Jiaolong and Raisin are fire. So like Raisin, search Jiaolong, reveal Jiaolong. You have 2 fires on field now. Link it to this, discard, and pray they have extension. If you don't, well, pray your opponent doesn't have plays. Most Gozen decks don't have plays, except for marincess. And this, I know it's like it seems scope, and it is. Never made it once, but like I like having it. Jiaolong is an incredible extender. You are playing with Parallel Exceed. The amount of times like you do like genuinely like I've had this as an option a few times. I just didn't make it because I was like, I have better to do.
Yeah,
I can just like I can make an SP here maybe, and like I don't have to like address the noir. I don't have to address the issue. Oh no, he did come up. My first game, my first game. I pushed Baguska going second into Pearly game 2. And he just let it happen. He just let Exceed pass. Just like made Baguska pass, and then like on my turn with Baguska in defense, I just like normal Raisin to defense effect, reveal Jiaolong, Jiaolong effect come, Baguska, Jiaolong Raisin, and I think I had like a Dempsey, and just linked 5 into this. Continue, summon Raisin that was in the graveyard. Got Borger, good game. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right, for the rank 4s, let's go over the 2 creative cards in this deck. I know you guys aren't used to seeing this in the deck. I know it's very out there. These cards are very good in this format. You know, like clearly there's like no deck that wants to play in the graveyard, and like all decks are link decks, right? Like you're not playing Baguska, like clearly, you know. Like jokes aside, like amazing cards. And Baguska, like Baguska Jiaolong is nuts because you can just like make Baguska. Sit on it, your turn you put in the attack, you do your plays, Jiaolong on your turn you do the surge, on your opponent's turn you activate Jiaolong, you put in defense.
Okay.
And your opponent just questions existence. For the other 2 rank 4s, Dempsey, mandatory. I don't care what you say, I don't care how salty you are on the Discord, you run Dempsey. 2 reasons, my love plus Fenrir. And Parallel Exceed. Second reason, if you genuinely open like Borger Matlove, right, and you're just cycling your names, if you can guarantee that, like maybe you open another Matlove, maybe you open a Rise, maybe any way of getting a second level 4 turn 3 allows you to go into Raisin, and it makes it so that like getting into Raisin turn 3 isn't like did I get to it. You actually have like different routes to achieve that. You can like, okay, now I can Fenrir, get Rise, normal summon the Rise, or special summon the Rise. It's a brilliant card. And the best part about this card, right, is like a lot of times you make this going first, right? You get your Raisin, you do your plays, and you pass with this and like under the rock, and then you like, either Fenrir or just your regular Vanquish Souls. On the opponent's draw phase, if you don't play around Thrust, you also activate this. They can't be targeted. That's mid, right? But it makes it annoying. They probably won't on it because this does nothing. Except it's an XYZ monster. And you know who likes XYZ monsters?
Oh, the boy.
SP, say hi. Hi. This card, dude, this card made like Parallel Exceed so good. Parallel Exceed was like so good today. And for the last rank 4, Tornado Dragon. Didn't make it today, but I will tell you, it does come up. It's really good, and I did go like against Lab and didn't make it because of choice, but like there is genuinely a lot of times where you're just like, dude, a tornado dragon would just like eat them alive. And like popping things in the draw phase sometimes is really important, and you can't do that, and this allows you to do that. So I like running it. I really like the stability of it. For the trend of random XYZs I've never made, this one here is for a very specific reason. Borger plus Fenrir or Borger plus normal summon Rise makes this.
Here he comes.
Effect steals, right?
Here he comes.
Can you tell me what type of monster this is?
Oh, here he comes.
Make SP with a stolen monster and banish one because he's an XYZ. God, I fucking love our universe. And then for Zeus and Shadow the Hedgehog. This guy didn't come up today. I think this is a mistake. I don't think it's a mistake on my end because like with Baguska this becomes pretty good. I'm not running the Zodiac package as you may have noticed because like honestly it never comes up. This format it never comes up. So I took it out. Maybe it comes back in the future. It depends on the format. I mixed this once. The idea is like TTT, but I'm not playing any TTTs. I'm not playing Change Your Heart. So I could have only made it off of Baguska. But even then, like I'm happy I have him here. You know, sometimes you want to make him 3,000. And Typhoon, like this card is incredible. This card's like, bro, when you look at your opponent, right, and you're like 1,000 off lethal, and you're just like you get your Mad Love, and you're like, I have lethal now. You can't nib.
No nib.
Oh, dude, I felt so bad. This game.
How many times?
6 or 7. Like this card just like it's the icing on the cake. It's like you think there's like nothing else I can do. I just get this, and I'll get last piece of like the last piece of follow up back in the deck. You ain't touching it. All right, let's get into the side deck and this. My side deck was crafted to be very simplistic and to tackle everything. So we're in a 5-5-5 ratio of 5 floodgates, 5 hand traps, and 5 board breakers. Good for the board breakers. I'm afraid of rescue ace for board breaking, so I'm board breaking accordingly. I know you're saying, bro, they have Barone, they have a Link 5. I know, bro. This is to push something. I have Raisin, I have Fenrir, I have so many things to push the negate, and if I don't, this pushes the negate. It pushes 1 point of interaction, and if it doesn't, it makes me go mad plus.
Yeah.
It makes my Labyrinth matchup trivially easy. Pancatops goes so insane, plays around so many things. Bro, this is an out to Noir. You summon this, right? Your opponent can't Noir, because the second they do, you just go like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I also like this against Pearly, because like you can challenge one Noir pretty easily. You just take care like of my friend and the field spell. They have no follow-up except like the 2 or 3 cards they have in hand, and you can play around those. So you just, it's too fucking easy. It's too fucking easy. For the hand traps, I'm running hand traps because I'm afraid of Infernoble, so I'm running hand traps accordingly. 3 Droll, 2 Phantasme. I want to see Droll. I want to see Nib. I want to see Shifter. I literally side out Prosperity when I want to go against Infernoble. I just want to stop him. I can brick, my opponent's not going to play.
Yeah.
Shout out Phantasme though, like best top deck. Like I've top decked them like 3 times today. I resolved them 0 times. I top deck against like the guy behind the camera, just like 6th card, Phantasme. I wanted to raise and I wanted to stake your soul. No, bro, you're gonna get a dead hand trap. Didn't come up today. Would I take it out? No, because I'm a pussy. I like having 5. It makes it so between this 3 Shifter and 2 Nibiru, which is normally 8, you have 10. And I know it's like, you kind of like, oh, Droll, Shifter, I get it. But, I mean, you open Droll and Shifter, you draw them you draw them turn 1. You take care, like, you set up a way that they can't summon the connector, or they can't resolve it, and then just draw them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the turn passes back to you. And what's the rule? As long as you don't die, you're not losing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just normal Raisin again, bro. I know you've like specialed Raisin, like the last turn, the turn before that one, and like the last 8 games, but keep doing it. Keep summoning Raisin. On God, for real. Alright, and for the Floodgates,
The spice.
It's not spicy.
Oh.
3 Tikaboo, you guys know. You know how it is. You know how it is. Shout out on God for real. And 2 anti-spell. I'm looking to take this out for a 3rd anti-spell. The reason is like I really like Tikaboo in this deck, honestly. Like amazing card, cracked. But I only put it in like in scenarios like, yeah, either it's good against my opponent, which usually anti-spell also is, right?
Yeah, true.
Or I put 2 going second. Like I love putting 2 against like Unchained going second or Pearly. Because like, yes, I don't break the board, but I have Raisin in the hand, and you can't commit more monsters.
Yeah.
So I just have to deal with the current threats. It bottlenecks. It like I was talking like putting this against like Bestial Horrors, and you're like, bro, but I play around Tikaboo pretty well. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. You're playing around it. By playing around it, I can
He's not the
react
best.
to it and punish you for that and make it to like your awkward situation just became a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the idea. Just
Survive.
survive. As the more time you summon Raisin, the better. Your opponent only has 3 ashes in their deck. That's all I'm saying. That's it on my end. If you guys want to kick some ass, don't play VS. It's too expensive. But nah, for real, like I honestly think this deck is on the top 5. And I feel like if you want to go to a big tournament, this is probably your pick because it is so versatile and so adaptable to any format. You can play hand traps, you can play board breakers, you can play side engines. You can go into a big tournament looking from the outside in, which I feel like that's really good, especially in a format as diverse as this. You have a very strong core engine, and then you just put your non-engine accordingly. And this deck loves playing with non-engines, so that's it on my end. Thank you guys. I know it's been a while since like the Runic for Hire video. I said I was gonna talk about Vanquish Soul, but without Jialong and Snow Devil, like I was playing it in locals. It was depressing. I played it with MathMech, but I'm really excited how I'm doing now, and like I feel like I finally entered a universe where Mech Knights is good, and I don't need to rely on columns. So I'm genuinely happy, and I'm like really happy I was able to go 7-0 with Vanquish Soul.
7-0. You're the champion.
Shout out FarmersOnly.com. We all.